Hopefully with our forces staged on this side, they might think we're coming in this way, but I do see troops over here too. Troops over there. Oh boy, there's troops everywhere. This could be a problem. Hey folks, today we have episode 3 of the Early Germany Wars series. We've done early Dutch, we've done early Poland, and I promised the third one would be something rather bizarre, something you don't see every day, and that would be the early war against Turkey. Turkey's going to require some very specific strategies, especially ways for us to spend our political points, and certain things we have to do to organize. Okay, if you've seen the previous videos from this season, you'll know about how I normally do the Germany setup, and you'll recognize that this is going to be quite different. While many of our units are the same and our production tree is very similar, what's going to change is how we kind of organize some of the things, how we do our research and focuses, and especially what we're going to spend these political points on. The very first thing that's going to be a little bit different, we're going to go and get military access from Italy as soon as possible. You'll see why in a little bit. And then we have to worry about our research slots. Normally, we would go through these two and the mechanical engineering before settling on our fourth tech. Unfortunately, that's not going to work this time. We need to focus on getting as many combat bonuses as possible, so we're going to stack our interwar artillery bonus with our mortars. We're going to need some marines to lead the attack on Turkey, and then that leaves us with just the one for basic machine tools. For our focus, again, if you wanted to, you could start just going straight through the left-hand side. I always tend to start with the Navy for Germany because I go and stand up against the British Navy, and in this case we are going to need to sneak out a few ships, so I am going to go ahead and get these dockyards. We are going to need to execute a naval invasion that takes 2 tiles worth of Turkey. I take these 2. And when I assign units to that order, you'll notice these are the ones that get assigned because the rest of these have this not assigned to an order thing on top of them. So the ones that do get assigned to the order, I'm going to swap them out for a copy of the template that just has elite status. That way they get reinforcements first, they get equipment first, and they'll hopefully be at about full strength or as close to it before the war begins. We're going to pre-stage some reinforcements. So one group of armor is going to come live over here. The other group is going to go here. Oh, and I forgot to switch these out to armor. Now we'll take all the infantry units that are not currently part of the order, and we're also going to send them down because that gets them closer to provide reinforcements to our attack. Alright, so naval rearmament is finished. We're going to go down to naval effort. One of the other great things about picking naval rearmament first is when it finishes, we have just enough political points to do our justification of war. While we're waiting, we'll have our Navy training, getting as many of those units as good as possible. With naval effort complete, we jump on over to the left side for our industry. I've also decided to get Army Innovations next because of that 50% for land doctrines bonus. We're going to try and see if we can get our first land doctrine going. One of the reasons why I think I might be able to get the first land doctrine going is because we're going to change the way we spend our political points as well. Instead of trying to get things like the silent workhorse or the war industrialist captive industry, or even going down here and getting the industrial concern or any of the other things that we normally do first, we're going to do everything we can to stack as many combat bonuses as possible. So we're going to pick the division attack bonus of 10%, and that's going to hopefully allow us to, also with that army experience gain, work towards getting the first of our army doctrines. 3 of our techs have come up. Unfortunately, none of them are the Marines, and we desperately need some Marines. So next, we're going to focus on what else we can do to benefit this invasion on the October the 12th, so we don't have enough time to try and rush any of this. At this point, the only thing we can really do is try to crank out more industry. That's what we're going to do. . And since we skipped this earlier, we'll make sure to grab this as well. And we do have our Marines finished, and as well, Spain has gotten into a war, and we have naval doctrines. A lot of things happening at once. The naval doctrine, I'm switching over to Fleet in Being for my long-term plan. With the Marines finished, we can now jump over to, if we had it, one of these, but we don't. And industry, we would be taking a pretty big ahead of time penalty to try and get in on industry. But at this point, we're thinking about what we're going to need for the future. So I think we'll go with the logistics company. We have enough points for our next leader. This one's going to be the infantry attack 10% and defense 15%. What if we just converted 3 of these guys? We're going to start going down our left. Okay, war starts in 2 months, so I'm going to start staging my fleet. Subs, we're going to have to split into 2 different groups. One of those is going to stay up here in the north. The other's going to head south. The surface fleet's going to head south. Right, now that the Navy's in position, we'll take our northern subs and our southern subs. Take care of those regions. And the surface force should be able to manage this. I know that looks red right now, but it won't when we get it all moving. The Spanish War is a great opportunity to earn some air experience. Normally I would have started that by now. I got a little sidetracked. So researching a bunch of things that'll help us in the future. Unfortunately at this point nothing's going to help us with the war. It's either going to win or lose based on what we already have. First I got to make sure that the Navy is doing its thing. Whoops, that one's there. Okay. All of everything is green. Our 10 guys are ready to attack. They've got as much supply as we could get them on short notice. We activate these guys off of serve orders. Alright, now everybody is staged at their ports, ready to advance the moment we break through. October 14th. War begins. They drag Romania into it, so that's good for us, because we'll be able to get both countries if we can secure Turkey. It's going to be the big if right now.